Janmanekashatai sadadarayuja bhaktya samaradhito bhaktair vaidikalakshanena vidhina santushtai shasvayam. Kshatri Gururupamithya Kripaya Driggocharasan Prabhu Tattvam Sadhu Vibodhyatarayati Tan Samsara Dukkharnavat Tattvam Sadhu Vibodhyatarayati Tan Samsara Dukkharnavat Sarvabhyapakammadvitiyamajaram Vedanta Vijñāpitam Dvandvabhasa Vivarjitam Bhavaharam Shanti Pradam Dehinam Karma Karma Vikarma Hinamamalam Traigunya Vichedakam Dhyayet Brahma Sada Prashanta Manasa Bhaktya Jasa Shraddhaya Dhyayet Brahma Sada Prashanta Manasa Bhaktya Jasa Shraddhaya. Hari Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru. Om Apyayantu Mamangani
Om Apyayantu Mamangani
Vak Pranashchakshushrotramatho
Vak-pranashchakshushrotramatho
Balamindriyani cha sarvani
Balamindriyani cha sarvani
Sarvam Brahmopanishadam
Sarvam Brahmopanishadam
Maham Brahma Nirakuriyam
Maham Brahma Nirakuriyam
Mama Brahma Nirakaroda Nirakaranamastu
Mama Brahma Nirakaroda Nirakaranastu
Anirakaranam mestu
Anirakaranam mestu
Tadatmani nirateya Upanishatsu
Tadatmani nirateya Upanishatsu
Dharmaste mai santu te mai santu
Dharmaste mai santu te mai santu
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Today it so happened that my father left his body at about 1:15 in the afternoon. After taking the lunch, within 15-20 minutes he left his body. And I think now it is being taken for cremation. It is already there in the cremation ground. And before coming, I spoke to some people over there. The number given is 10. 9 has already been taken. So might be now the body is being burnt. Right now, perhaps. Morning I had called to inquire, because today when I got up, I've had some feeling, so I called to inquire about what has happened. But it so happened that today morning there was an accident. My Purvashrama sister-in-law, who was involved in both the sisters-in-law together, they look after father. So my elder brother's wife, she fell in the kitchen and broke her femur bone and also the right femur bone and right elbow. So they were busy taking her to the hospital in the morning. So otherwise I thought that if father is aware, then I would like to just to speak. He may not hear, but holding the mobile there. But I did not raise that issue at all. And she was hospitalized. Both the places surgery will be necessary. It will be done day after tomorrow, perhaps. Now, from that time onwards, constantly people are calling me throughout the day. I have been attending the telephones, some to inform, and most of them are calling me and for condolence. This condolence word sounds a little strange, but almost all of them, except 3 perhaps, they have used the word condolence. And many have said also that very sad, like that. Actually, he was about to complete his 108 years this October. So for many years now, it is any day expected. So there is nothing to be sad about it. Moreover, the departure was absolutely fine in a very peaceful manner, and after taking food also. He was lying on the bed for a long time, many years. But earlier he used to get up for food. For the last 1 year or so, he was not getting up also. He was being fed in the lying position. But he was taking solid. Till today also he has taken some solid. In Rishikesh, Haridwar, when somebody leaves body, all the sadhus will say, "Sharir chhod diya, mukta ho gaya, anand karo." And here we say condolence. What does condolence mean? Sympathizing with the sadness, is it not so? So I don't think there is any condolence necessary. Only Yukedada said in an altogether different manner that we feel only grateful. It's a great life. And he also said that he has left an excellent teacher for us. What more a person can want? All these things he said. I don't know whether I am excellent, but definitely rarity to hai. We cannot say it is very common. So it's not a condolence, it's a very... And there was heavy shower. Actually the body was supposed to be taken by 5 o'clock, but there was very heavy shower. So it was finally taken only by 7:15. 7:15 or 7 o'clock. Now Somnath has arranged the Harinama Sankirtana, that is also going on. He has the team for Harinama Sankirtana. That's going on in its own manner. Huh? Somnath. No, in the Svashana, in the cremation ground. It will be done in electric, particularly because it is raining also, the ordinary method cannot be had. I think otherwise also they thought of doing electrical. So in my case, I have only gratitude. I have told earlier also that when I look back and look into my own life, I found that all the virtues, if I have some virtues, all the virtues have been inherited from the parents. So I have no credit about it. Only one thing I used to think, that which is my own development. I had a little, not ego, but I used to think about it, that I used to present things in a very brief and precise manner. And with anything writing, I used to present very briefly and precisely. That was a quality I thought that I have developed. I used to think. Other qualities all are from father and mother. You call it vairagya, call it unaffectedness. All these are there in my parents. I have nothing to do much about it. I have born with that. But this thing I used to think that I had to put lot of effort. There is a story, not story, an incident very interesting. When we were in class 8, that was the time in our school, the science and arts division used to take place. That is the science stream. We used to start from class 8. So in the first in the examination of class 8, in the mechanics paper, I was writing. It was part of physics, the mechanics paper I was writing. It was a question on equilibrium. Those days there used to be only 4 questions, each 25 marks. 25 marks each, total 100. So the first question I attempted, which I knew very well, is the question on equilibrium. So I wrote the whole answer. After writing the answer, I felt that I have written too much. It should be presented in a much more precise and brief manner. So much writing is not necessary. So looking at the whatever I had written, looking at that, then I went on making the answer very brief and precise, improving the answer. When I finally completed the answer, I found that the bell is already gone. So of the 4, I replied only 1, which will not give me pass marks also. 25 maximum. If they give me full marks, then also I will get only 25. But I was not worried about it at all. I very satisfied. After writing the second thing, I mean the first question, rewriting the first question, the presentation, looking at it, I was so overjoyed. I mean, I was so happy that maybe I spent some time in reading that also. I don't know what all I did. It was still far back. So, but when the results came, the teacher, I found that he has given me 30 out of 25. That is 25 were the marks, but he had to pass me. So he had given 30 and showed my paper also, the way I have written. He read out the whole answer, how with lot of praise and all. That it's a very rare kind of an answer. So I was very happy about it. Getting 30, I was not disturbed. So this is a story of my presenting everything briefly, and throughout my life I have been trying that with lot of effort, presenting something in a very precise manner. Even in MSc, BSc, not BSc, MSc, after post-graduation, I had prepared very good notes. That is, whatever we would read, after reading, very clearly, step by step, that nobody will have any doubt when they read line by line. Everything is, but it is not elaborate. It is brief, but everything would be clear. So my friends were very happy getting those notes, because they could prepare from that and could get very good number. But I was not able to get good marks, because I would not remember what I have written in the notes, and I would not care to read the notes also. But even some of my 2 particularly of my friends, one of them stood first in the MSc in Calcutta University. He says that it is because of me he got so much of marks, because of my notes. But poor me, I could not get. I could just have a first class, that's all. So with that, I had the feeling that this one quality I have developed. All other qualities I have inherited. But what happened is that I don't remember exactly whether it was 90th or 100th birthday of my father, some of the friends in Jamshedpur, it is surrounded with lot of friends, old friends, new friends, etc. So they had observed that birthday, and they had asked father to tell something about his life. So there he had presented 2 stories, incidents from his life. One was when they were in Bengal Engineering College studying mechanical engineering. He was a mechanical engineer, the olden days. They studied from the British people. The professors some of them were British. So they had gone from Calcutta means Bengal Engineering College, to Shantiniketan on bicycle to meet Rabindranath Tagore. It's a long journey, but they had gone and stayed there, met Rabindranath and came back. So that incident he had narrated. And another incident he had narrated was when he had joined Tata's in Tisco. Once there was a huge drought. There was no rain and the company was about to be shut down. The company was, the blast furnace, if it is shut down again, refiring it will take a very, very long time. But Tata's those days had very good policy that they will not retrench any worker. They would like to keep everybody. Giving half salary also they will keep. So there it was a crisis period. I am not going into the detail. So one day when my father went, and there was not many cars those days, they used to go on horseback. The British people who were in big posts there, the superintendent and above, they used to go on horse. So this white person used to go on horse. So when father reached there, he found that the horse is tied by the side and this, his boss, is sitting by the side of the lake where Tisco water supply is kept. He came close to him and he found that both his eyes, that I forgot his name, his eyes were trickling, shedding tears, and looking at the heaven, he was asking for rain. Not only that, as far as I remember, he was murmuring that, let my people not suffer. That was the point. And it rained. After that, it rained. And the company did not have to shut down the blast furnace. This is another incident, which is the two memorable incident. One is meeting Rabindranath Tagore, another is this. So these two he had written. So I was in Calcutta, I was not there in the participation. So my sister, Purvashrama sister, Meenakshi, she sent me the two, whatever father had written and read out that day, that she sent me. It is written in handwriting. So reading that, I wrote back to the father that always I have been, father and sisters also, we were, at that time mother also was there, I think. All along I have been saying that all my virtues have come from the parents, but I used to feel that this is one virtue of presentation briefly and precisely I have myself developed. But now seeing what father has written, that ego also is crushed. That if at this age he can write like this in a small paragraph, these two stories without cutting, crossing, it's handwritten, without any scratching, nothing, clearly like this. This is something I had never expected, but so this is a story that, so I was telling that I am grateful for whatever qualities we have received for both the parents. Not only that, grandparents also, we have great influence of our grandmother, that is father's mother, and mother's father and father, because there were sannyasins in both sides, and mother's uncle was a great erudite sannyasin in Devghar who had, it's known, he is quite known, they belong to the Sankhya. So, so it is not a matter of condolence, but certainly I feel grateful. It is a life which has ended, which has given me whatever I am. Not only he, together, of course. But I think many more calls will come. They were informing what is being done and all. Whether I have anything to say, I have nothing to say. I have left. Whatever you feel like you do, I have nothing to say at all. We were present during Ma's mother, when she died, when she left her body. We were in Delhi. And that time in the cremation ground, we along with Swamiji, we all were present there and we were chanting and singing when the body was in fire. We opted for natural firewood burning. I always prefer generally burning in firewood because that gives the vairagya of the people. At least life में एक बार दो बार तो थोड़ा वैराग्य होना चाहिए. Kam se kam body burning dekhne se to, we call it in Bengali smashana vairagya, in Sanskrit also. Smashana vairagya. It won't stay much. Seeing the futility of life and all that vairagya dawns. But after coming back again, we get caught in the same soup. But that was also very nice, our singing, and there also it rained a little, showered, I think. Let us come back. When my mother died, when I don't remember, old building, to Venkateshwar uncle, what happened to him? We don't hear about him. He was there at that time, and I think the news came in the morning, and in the afternoon when he saw me, he said that today, he expressed like this, that today I understood that how you are, that means the people here are, that your mother has died, that we did not come to know even, that you have been doing everything, I have been seeing also, but I did not know that your mother has passed away. Only now when he could hear, that was in the evening or so. I don't remember very well, it was around that. It will be around that period. Then I said that you are saying this because you are not seeing me crying or shedding tears or anything. You think that is the knowledge, or that is the real sannyas or anything. I don't think like that. Had I been there where the body is kept and the mother has passed away, left her body and everybody is sitting around, I think I would have shed tears. I don't think myself to be so insensitive that sitting there, because naturally many things we will remember in many occasions, whatever we have hurt her, or all those things will come to mind, and I believe that I would have shed tears, because particularly my taking up sannyasa, mother allowed, but she was crying also quite a lot. She initially said that after I leave my body, you go to the ashram. That when we were leaving for the ashram, before that, when we decided, she said that don't go now, after I leave my body, you go. I kept quiet for some time, then I told her that what are you saying, have you thought about it? That I am eagerly waiting for going to the ashram, that I have no mind in pursuing my, even the job in teaching or research or so, everything I am going to leave. Now if you say that you leave after my body falls, then will I, in my mind, will I not think that when will my mother die, when will my mother die? It is very natural, because I want something very strongly, and I am waiting for that day. That means literally I may not say like that, when will my mother die, but it comes to that, because I am waiting for the day when I can leave and join the ashram. And what does it mean? I am waiting for the day when my mother dies. It comes to that. So she understood. She said that yes, I have understood, you go. But when I was actually taking leave, she cried also. She looked the other way and cried. So naturally, there all these things, when a person dies, all these things, when the person is no more there, all these things will come to mind. So I told Venkateshwaralu that I would have shed tears, I believe, knowing me. What would have happened, I cannot say, but naturally I would have. Then, if it was like that and seeing me, what would you have said? Are this Swamiji is crying because the mother has died and he is teaching Vedanta. Is it not so? So this is our life. Just like as when Swamiji was sick, earlier days when Swamiji would be sick, a little temperature goes up, he would say, Appa, Ma, Appa, Ma. He would have lot of discomfort in the body. And our cottage was just, we were staying in a small mud cottage where 2 rooms were there and the veranda in front. Anybody coming in, the first encounter will be with Swamiji in his bedroom. So there he is lying, and Appa, Amma, Appa, Amma. So one day Ma told him that, Swamiji, right here people would come, and if they come to see you and find that the saint is doing Appa, Amma just because of 100 fever, they will think that we also don't do like this. What is this saint in 100 fever is doing Appa, Amma, Appa? And so restless about it. Swamiji says, yes, yes, okay. When you write my biography, you write that Swamiji used to do like this, and so much so that we doubted whether he is a real knower or not. You are free to write. So people have lot of misconception that they expect unnatural behavior, whereas sadhak, real sadhak, is the most sane person. Sane, S-A-N-E, sane. His behavior should not be anything eccentric at all. But to people it may appear to be rare and a little different, but not eccentric in that manner. So let us go to the second khanda. We'll study something almost half an hour. We will.
Swamiji has also mentioned many times that when his father was being cremated, he was giving a lecture in Trishul.
He did not go there, but was he giving lecture? Now, when our Mataji Sulabha Devi passed away here, we were in Calcutta and Swamiji's lecture was going on. So Swamiji called us and asked that, do you think that we should go? All of us felt that he need not go because she has already gone and she was suffering also for a long time. Nothing was supposed to be done. After she passes away, what can be done? In my mother's death, there could have been a question that because the father is alive, suppose the father goes, the mother is alive. There to console the person, we can sometimes, if needed, we will go. But there was no need. Our father never wanted. Even now also, I don't think my brothers or anybody wanted me to come over there. Yadi manyase suvedeti dabhramevapi nunam tvam vetha brahmano rupam yadasya tvam yadasya dveveshvatha numimamsyamevate manye viditam. Now today, because I was having difficulty in getting the meter of this, I thought of listening to the Samaveda. How was the tune and how are they doing? The experience was it's absolutely different, and I did not like it at all. The tune and all is okay, but the chanting, the words are not understandable. The meanings are also, it is not at all following the meaning at all anywhere. It's a very strange kind of chanting. But they don't have the Kenopanishad, they have the Veda part only. So Kenopanishad, I don't know. Naham manye suvedeti no na vedeti vedacha yo nastadveda tadveda no na vedeti vedacha. Yasya matam tasya matam
यस्यामतं तस्य मतं
matam yasya na vedasaha
मतं यस्य न वेदसः
avijñātam vijānatāṃ
अविज्ञातं विजानताम्
vijñātam avijānatāṃ.
विज्ञातमविजानताम्
Up to this we have done. Now, here the essential point is only one, that they are trying to say that this Brahman, the truth, cannot become an object of knowledge. In a way, you can say that it is unknowable in that sense. Because if it is objectivized, anything that we know or conceptualize, it becomes an object. Whereas this Brahman or Atma, the consciousness, the truth, it is not in the ken of objectude at all. The whole objectude is appearing in this consciousness. This part we should not forget. So naturally, anybody wanting to know or realize the Brahman, they are trying to, I repeatedly pointed out, what they are trying to do is extremely important, because whatever we may do, there will be a tendency to conceptualize and thinking that one day I will know it like this. Until that effortfulness of knowing the Brahman as different from me goes, we will never be able to realize it. So they are trying to, in various ways, they are trying to point out that don't try to objectivize Brahman. Then now here, after explaining all these things from this verse, they are saying that then is it not knowable at all? How it is to be known? So here this is. Beautifully they explain, provided we have the patience to go into it. Pratibodha viditam matam
बोधविदितं मतं
amritatvam hi vindate
अमृतत्वं हि विन्दते
atmana vindate viryam
आत्मना विन्दते वीर्यम्
vidyaya vindate amritam.
विद्यया विन्दते मृतम्
Pratibodha viditam matam
प्रतिबोधविदितं मतं
amritatvam hi vindate
अमृतत्वं हि विन्दते
atmana vindate viryam
आत्मना विन्दते वीर्यम्
vidyaya vindate amritam.
विद्यया विन्दते मृतम्
This is a great shloka. Everything is there in this. He says, Pratibodha viditam matam amritatvam hi vindate atmana vindate viryam vidyaya vindate amritam. There is nothing anvaya here, simple. Only the sandhi in two places we have to split. Matam amritatvam and vindate amritam. He says that when this Atma or Brahman or the truth is known in pratibodha, every perception, every revelation. Perception, when we say, you may think that it is sensory perception. No, it is even when I am thinking of something in the mind, the thought, then also it is a perception. That is, it's a subtle perception, but it is also a perception, or we can use that in every revelation. That is, whatever is revealed, a thought, or even the revelation of nothingness. Nothingness. These interpretations for this shloka can go on forever. Many things are there. So many things are coming to my mind. What I will say and what I will not say, I have to decide. The moment I said this, immediately the Buddhism and Shankaracharya came into my mind. That is, in Buddhists were saying that the ultimate truth is shunya. That is, and Shankaracharya's point was it is not shunya, it is purna. How? Because when you are saying shunya, that is, it is nothingness, who is seeing that nothingness? Who is knowing that nothingness? How can you say nothingness? Somebody must be knowing the nothingness. You have to be there to know the nothingness. Because you are always looking for the external. The same problem which the Upanishads are pointing out repeatedly. Because of your tendency to look for something different from you. When you are not seeing in Samadhi, you are not seeing anything different from you. In Nirvikalpa Samadhi, which Buddha called Nirvana, in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, you are not seeing anything different from you. And you are saying that it is not Nirvikalpa Samadhi, maybe it is Samadhi, whatever it is. You are not seeing anything different from you. You are thinking that it is nothingness. And the truth you are saying is nothingness because you are objectivizing the truth. But this nothingness is also revealed by your Atma, by you. Why are you eliminating that? Without that you would not have known that nothingness. So actually it is Purna with you. In Nirvikalpa Samadhi, it is the Atma Purna. Because there is no second to be seen or no nothingness to be not seen also. Everything is Atma alone. Because of the tendency, we are not able to catch the truth there. We are wanting to see something as different from us. So, Pratibodha Viditam means in every revelation, when we are saying every revelation, we should remember when some object is revealed, when some thought or emotion or internal something is revealed, when in dream some dream object is revealed or dream incident is revealed, or when in deep sleep the no signal state is revealed, deep sleep is revealed. In every revelation, when we are able to know this consciousness or Atma, Pratibodha Viditam Matam, then only it becomes known. And what is the result of that knowledge? Amritatvam hi vindate. Then you become immortal. We will explain further. Then you become immortal. So the immortality can be had by detecting our Atma or the Brahman in every perception. There cannot be any revelation, any awareness without that. So when there is no signal also, that no signal or the nothingness is revealed by it, and that revealer is the self. And when we know that revealer is the self, then we know that it is independent of any object, any objective situation. It is independent of the creation of the world, the destruction of the world, of everything. So then I will know that I am immortal. Why immortal? Because there is that I is not created at all. That is not within the causality. So there is no Janma Mrityu coming in. So that I will die, that changefulness, we come to know that I am beyond that changefulness. Many things I may lose, many things I may gain, but it does not affect me at all because I am beyond all changes. That is the immortality. I am not even touched by Janma or Mrityu at all. Atmana vindate viryam. The real strength is attained by the Atma. Vidyaya vindate amritam. The amritatvam is attained by vidya, knowledge. Now here there is a difference created. When we are saying Atmana, that means they are not talking of knowledge. Atmana vindate viryam. So we have to understand that here they are talking about Atma Sakshatkara. That is the Samadhi. When it is an experience, but experience of my unaffectedness. In Samadhi, I realize that I am not touched by anything at all. That experience has to be interpreted properly to have the knowledge that that which I realized in the samadhi is nothing but the substratum of the entire universe. Are you getting? Swamiji had mentioned this from Atma Sthiti to Brahma Sthiti. You will find in 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, essential concepts of Bhagavad Gita. I think while explaining 5th chapter, he has elaborated quite much. See, there are so many examples given. One is that suppose you are seeing the reflection in the mirror. There is a mirror. Particularly, I would remember that where the whole wall is a mirror. It's not a small, limited mirror, but in a room, one wall is fully mirror. And it is reflecting the whole area with all its objects and everything. Without the mirror, we would not have seen these objects when we are looking there. But when we are looking at the objects, the mirror is often missed. That is why we often knock against it, thinking that it is just the space. We just want to walk through, unless there is some dirt. So, the objects which are revealed or reflected by the mirror and shown by the mirror, because our focus is on that, we miss the mirror, which is the responsible for showing everything. Still more, suppose in a film, cinema, so much of, sometimes it is very fearful thing, sometimes it is very, there will be a lot of grief, there will be a lot of joy, what all things happen, and we all become participant in that. We react, we laugh, we shed tears, we become part of the whole thing, the whatever is being shown. But what is it? It's a play on the screen, is it not so? And does anybody remember the screen there? Because our focus is on what is happening, what is happening. We are completely engrossed with that we don't remember the screen. We don't remember the light also, which is doing that magic. Actually, the projector light is doing all that magic. Where is that? People are coming, attracting us, scaring us. Everything is happening. Now three-dimensional, then the holographic, more and more things. Holographic, you can go behind and see the other side of the table as it is real. There is fire, suppose holographic fire. It is all fire, but you can walk through the fire, nothing will happen to you. So, all these realistic things where the substratum is generally missed. But these are all objective examples to give us some idea about how we are missing the Atma or the soul or the revealer. So what happens here is that whatever object is revealed, whatever, pratibodha, object means, again I repeat, it is not only gross object, even the thought also. This revelation is taking place on the substratum of the consciousness. It is a formation in the consciousness. So, we may say that Atma is sarva sakshi. That is a word used generally. Atma is sarva sakshi means it doesn't get attached by anything. Suppose there is it is some dukkha. Now, this sakshi word also is applicable when there are perception, there are objects, there are something which is being revealed, some limited things being revealed, either object or some concept. It's all object actually, they are revealed. Now what happens in Nirvikalpa Samadhi is we cannot call it Sakshi anymore. Because there the objects are not there. There is no formation, no vritti is there. If there is no vritti, then how can we call it the substratum for the vritti at that point? That is why this experience is considered to be very important to identify that what is this soul in its pristine state. So that when you come out of it, then you have to apply your knowledge. This is the Atma Sakshatkar part, experiential part. But when this experience is had, then after coming back, you have to analyze that whatever was seen at that time, when the samadhi is gone, the whole world is appearing to be. It is appearing in that same consciousness. What we are seeing or perceiving is that consciousness alone, which is taking the form of in that the whole world is appearing to be. Although it is not Vedanta, in Yoga Sutra also it is explained, and we can explain in the Vedantic light. Yoga Sutras are generally not explained in this manner, but we can explain. It becomes very much experiential then, because Yoga Sutras, they start with Yoga's Chitta Vritti Nirodha. This is the first sutra, second sutra. The first sutra is Atha Yoganushāsanam. That is the first one. Because they are saying that it is a discipline. Anushasanam means there is a discipline given. Following that, you can attain yoga. So any book, any shastra means it is actually a discipline, following which we can attain yoga. So the first one is Atha Yoganushāsanam. The second sutra is Yoga's Chitta Vritti Nirodha. This is the definition of yoga they have given. What is yoga? Yoga means that normally whatever I, the concept of I we have, the egoistic I, it is a posited concept of I. It is I have created my image, and that is different from my real I. So always they are disassociated. The real I and the I, they are different to us. Is it not so? We are creating an image of our I. Whereas real I is universal. There cannot be any form, any image at all. Nothing can be there. Cannot be divided. It is not an object at all. It is a subject. Whereas the egoistic I is an object before me. It is an object of my mind. Because my idea about me, myself, is it not an object in our mind? Am I becoming difficult? Huh? It is an object of my mind, concept of my mind. So the yoga is called that state when this separated, posited, egoistic I gets fused to that real I. So it is no longer there. It gets dissolved in the real I. Then it is the fusion. Yoga means fusion. So the real yoga is this yoga, for which all other yoga we practice, they are the steps. Say the asana, pranayama, etc. They are only steps. They have to take us to finally to the fusion where we discover our real identity. Our small, limited, egoistic identity will get dissolved in the real identity. So that is called the yoga. So there cannot be any vritti. Vritti means any formation in the mind. Any vritti means first vritti will be that egoistic I, that I am seeing this, I am knowing this, I want to have self-realization, I want love, I want appreciation. The I, that small I, is the first vritti. All other vrittis are associated with it. This is my place, this is my character, this is my book, this is my food. All these are coming later on. The first vritti is that I vritti, the ego vritti is coming, which is separating me out from my real identity, the universal I. Does it become real to you that the moment that vritti comes, I am getting completely thrown out from the universal identity. I am making myself small. So, when no vritti is there, then only this fusion takes place. That complete fusion. And that is what is the yoga. So, this is the second sutra. Now the third sutra is saying what is happening at that time. When it has gone completely, the small I has got dissolved, what is the state? He is saying tada, means at that time, drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. then the seer is in his own swarupa, that means his real essence. That is our essence. Otherwise, drashta means we are seeing always. Drashta, jnata, it is same. Let us take that anything. That is subject-object division. The moment there is some object means that the subject-object division has taken place. So, the subject is the drashta. Drashta, Shashti Vibhakti is drashtuhu. That means the drashta's swarupe avasthanam. That is the essential nature of the drashta. So when the drashta is not seeing anything at all, there is no drishya, then will you call him a drashta? It is in Drigdrishya Viveka is only dealing with that. Drigdrishya Viveka of Shankaracharya. Na? Many things, everywhere it is that Chit Jada Granthi is also that, everything. All the logic will take us to the same thing. So we won't call it drashta anymore. So when there is no vritti, we call it is the essential nature of the drashta. Drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam. Now then when that vrittis are coming back, what is happening? Now on the basis of this step by step is very important. Now that you have known that this is the swarupa of the drashta, this is the essential nature of myself, then when I am seeing other things, I should be able to know that it is all a formation in me. That the sutra is saying, tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam vritti sarupyam mitaratra. This fourth is extremely important. If you understand this really deeply, you will be floating in bliss only for some time. After that, the bliss will go. But this is the crux of you will find that whatever God you are looking for throughout your life from childhood, that thinking God is elsewhere, somewhere in the yonder sky, God will one day come and give me so much of bliss, and it will be like a fire, like a sun, and all those things. Everything will go. You will find that the whole world is appearing to you as God. Every bit of it, your enemy, your beloved ones, the object you like, the object you dislike, the thoughts, the fearful dreams, it is all the God is coming to you in these rupas, various rupas. So he says, vritti sarupyam mitaratra. That means in all other cases than this yoga sthiti, what they have defined as yoga, in all other cases it is the vritti sarupyam. This vritti sarupyam word we have to understand very well. Vritti sarupyam means it is the light, it is the camera. That vritti is only the camera. It's like writing on water, elephant and chalk. Both are water only. Or in air, right? Elephant and camera, both are air only. So it is the vritti of the consciousness, vritti of the Atma, vritti of the mind. The Atma is taking that form and appearing. So is not God appearing to you in that form? Are you able to understand? But the greatness of it you will not understand unless you give enough of importance and meditate on the truth of it. Then only it will become powerful. That whatever is appearing, it is that only. What we are, throughout the life we are looking for something. Actually, He is surrounding us, He is in us, He is within us, He is outside us, He is permeating us everywhere as everything that the world presents. There is nothing other than Him at all. Vritti sarupyam. That the drashtuhu, he said, tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam. That is the swarupa when there is no vritti. But when the vritti is there, that drashta itself is taking all these forms. So we do only up to this Chatushratri. Thereafter we did not do. It is done, everything. So another expression used is Vijatiya Bheda and Swagata Bheda. That is, Vijatiya Bheda is now. Suppose I am finding this wood is different from the metal, the light is different from darkness, the wood is different, the men are different from the women. All these are Vijatiya Bheda. Some is wearing red, some is wearing white. They are all different. Everything is different. The whole world is fragmented. This Vijatiya Bheda will be completely converted in Swagata Bheda. Swagata Bheda means there is no two material at all. Actually, there is no material. It is all appearing in the consciousness. But material wise, it is Swagata, means it is all appearing in me, in the Swa, in the Atma. So everything is Atma. There is nothing other than Atma. So is it not Pratibodha Viditam? It is the Pratibodha Viditam. Now, what here they are saying is that it is not enough if you isolate in Samadhi and you come to know this. You have to identify it in every perception also. That the perception is taking place on this consciousness, the consciousness as the substratum, you should be able to disentangle that from every perception, whether it is a thought, concept or gross object. Everywhere without that Atma, the formation, the revelation would not have been there. The revelation is the main thing. The revealer, to identify the revealer everywhere. It's a beautiful expression in this. That is why it is oft quoted. Everywhere it is quoted. Pratibodha viditam matam. When it is known in every perception, every revelation, every awareness, that is why it is called awareness also. This is the basically essential awareness. Amritatvam hi vindate. Why amritatvam hi vindate? Where is Amrita coming here? Because you are finding that my real self, the I, it never gets touched by anything objective at all. No change, no time, no space, nothing. It is beyond everything. So that is the Amritattva. Beyond causality means immortality. Beyond space-time differences means immortality. That is same as remaining unaffected by the whole world. Even if the whole world is pulverized, nothing will happen to the consciousness. Okay, any question? Why you look like having some question? No. So we are saying Atma is Sarva Sakshi, thinking that when there are objective revelation, that is either subtle or gross object revelation, that it is working as a substratum for that. But truly speaking, it is not a Sakshi also. It is becoming that everything is rather appearing in that, because it is not an object. This gross object, outer sphere, Bahyakasha, is only an appearance in this. Even the Chittakasha, the mind universe, the dream universe, all are appearances in the consciousness. Our problem is whenever we say this, we immediately think that my consciousness is in the body, so how can it be? The world is always there. Even when I die, the world will be there. We have to think that my body, mind, personality is a small speck in this whole world, the whole world which is appearing in the consciousness. Then can you call the consciousness as my consciousness or my body consciousness? Or you can call the body is in the consciousness. Consciousness is not in the body. Body is a small speck in the gross universe. The whole thing is appearing in that consciousness. So immediately the consciousness loses its limited individual form. It becomes the universal consciousness. There lies I generally refer to it as the involution in the mind. Whether it can be called convolution, I don't know. I generally use the involution because there is an internal reversal taking place. The whole world, of which my body, mind, personality is a small speck, is appearing in the consciousness. Now he says, Pratibodha viditam matam amritatvam hi vindate. Naturally, when I find that I am not touched by anything in the world, no change, nothing, no affectation, that is the immortality. We will no longer associate that the body will fall, the mind also will go, the mind will change, the body will change, but inside it will not affect. Now the second thing is the Atmana Vindyate Viryam. It has got a wide spectrum of meaning. Initially we always think that the Courage lies in money, courage lies in local, that is, what do you call it? The manpower. Manpower, money power, political power, health, whatnot. The courage lies in all these things. But if we really look into it, we find that it is not so. We may think that money, the courage lies in money. You go on acquiring money and look into your mind. You are actually developing more and more fear of losing the money. If you have health and you are finding I am very healthy and I can eat everything, I don't have to eat the ashram, godumba, khichdi and all that. I will take only the rich hotel food and all. You may think, but there will be always the fear of losing the health one day. Bhogana bhukta vayameva bhukta. Then what is the other one? That bhoge roga bhayam. Kule chuti bhayam. What is that? Vitte nripalad bhayam. Then mane dainya bhayam. Bale ripu bhayam. Kaye kritan rupe jaraya bhayam. Then Shastre vadi bhayam gune khala bhayam kaye kritantad bhayam sarvam vastu bhayanvitam bhuvinam vairagyam eva bhayam sarvam vastu bhayanvitam bhuvinam vairagyam eva bhayam vairagyam eva abhayam. What does vairagya mean? It means not to possess anything. Bhoge roga bhayam, there is nothing wrong in enjoying food or enjoying anything. But the moment we become slave to that, then the bhaya comes. If you don't become slave to the bhoga, then roga, if the disease comes, you will be all right with that also. Whatever we are, vitte nripalad bhayam, that if you hold on to vitta, it is my property and all, then you will have the fear of losing it also. All the terms are like that. When you don't possess anything, you may have rupa, you may have bhoga, you may have vitta, you may have kula, you may have anything, but you don't try to possess, you don't associate your Atma with that oh, I am this, I am that, I am rich, I am healthy, I am beautiful. If you don't do that, then there is no bhaya at all. One day I was beautiful, now I am ugly. Somebody threw some acid, I became mamata, na? Mamata, somebody had thrown acid, na? Nahi, Is it not so? Somebody. So, the real courage lies in Atma. When we understand that I am not touched by anything, I am not touched by the bhoga, I am not touched by the roga, I am not touched by the property, I am not touched by, even if I have fame, I am not slave to the slave. It doesn't make me grand or anything at all. Then comes the real courage. So when we are Atmana vindate viryam, when we identify ourselves as untouched by anything, then there lies the real courage. But to become immortal, we have to have the full knowledge. That is, we have to interpret and understand that this Atma is the substratum of the entire universe. The whole universe is appearing to that. So the knowledge gives us the immortality. Another is that if you consider the Atma as the Atma Sakshatkara, that's the Samadhi, that experience will give you tremendous courage because you will understand that nothing can touch me. But that will not give you Amritatva. To have the immortality, your buddhi has to understand. Just an experience will not do. Just a Sakshatkara will not do. The knowledge has to be revealed in your buddhi. We will stop, but this explanation on it can go on. So, because in the previous ones, he had said that vidita and avidita and vijanatam, avijanatam, the people may develop a doubt that is it an unknowable. Now here he is showing that no, it is not unknowable. It cannot be known as a concept. That is why we are saying nobody will think, even when a person has identified the pratibodha viditam when he has done, that it is not known in that sense that it has become a knowledge for me. Do you get it? That objectivized knowledge is the problem. That it is not a jnata is knowing, having a jnana. The jnata is getting transformed into the jnana. It's the same. The jnata and jnana are the same. And what are you identifying there? You are actually finding that everything is on jnana. Jnana means this jnana, advaya jnana, this atma or the consciousness. That is the jnana. That is why the Rigveda says prajnanam brahma. Prakrishta jnanam, prajnanam. Prakrishta jnanam is not the jnanam that I know something of the world, of the universe like that. That is not the prajnana. Prajnana is the where the advaya jnana, where the jnata, jnana all get fused into the transcendental jnana. That is why in Mundaka Upanishad it is said that tapasa chiyate brahma tato annam abhijayate. That is, the whole creation has come out of the tapasya of Brahma, yesterday's Brahma, that Virochana and Indra. His tapasya, chiyate means it's a kind of swelling in vritti, you can say. It's the same as vritti. Vritti sarupyam, as we just now talked about. Actually, it is Brahma's vritti sarupyam, the whole world. But Brahma does not have ignorance. He knows that it is his vritti sarupyam, if at all he is there. If there is a personality like Brahma, for him that consciousness, it's known. Now, what I wanted to say. Tapasa chiyate Brahma. The next word, next mantra he is saying, yasya sarvajnaha, yasya jnanamayam tapaha. Is it not? Yas sarvavit sarvajnaha, yasya jnanamayam tapaha. His tapasya is jnanamaya. Now, he is not a person that his jnana tapasya will be made of like that. But why are they saying that his tapas is jnanamaya? Because the whole thing has come in the jnana. There is nothing other than the jnana. It is not the dual jnana. It is the advaya jnana, the consciousness. So, whatever austerity is there, it is in the jnana. The whole world is in the jnana, prajnanam brahma. All these can be integrated, all the concepts can be integrated. You're not able to relate it? Shantipata. Om Apyayantu mamangani Vak pranashchakshushrotramatho Balamindriyani cha sarvani Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakaroda Nirakarnamastu Anirakaranam mestu Tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu Dharmaste mai santo te mai santu.
Dharmaste mai santu, te mai santu.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru.